There will be moments when you are moving forward with all your strength, convinced that you know exactly where you need to go. The vision seems clear, the destination feels certain, but suddenly the road you are on becomes impossible to pass. Doors you were sure would open remain closed. Paths you believed were made for you are blocked. It feels unfair, confusing, even painful. Yet, what you do not see in that moment is that this is not the end. It is a divine redirection. When God blocks your path, it is never without purpose. He is not keeping you from something good. He is guiding you towards something better. Sometimes what we perceive as a setback is actually a shield. When a door refuses to open, when a path you thought was certain suddenly collapses beneath your feet, it is not always a sign of failure. It can be the clearest evidence of divine protection. There are things in life that seem good in the moment, that seem like they could bring happiness, security, or progress, yet in reality, they are only fragments of what is truly meant for you. The heart often clings to what is within reach, but the spirit is called to wait for what is truly aligned. When a path is blocked, it can save you from stepping into situations that would drain your energy, limit your growth, or slowly break the light within you. Sometimes you cannot see the dangers ahead, but the one guiding you sees every detail. A relationship you wish to pursue, a job you are desperate to secure, a plan you feel must succeed. Each might look perfect through the narrow lens of your current perspective, but you do not yet see the corners hidden in shadow, the weight it would place on your shoulders, or the opportunities it would steal from your future. The block comes as a silent guardian. It stands between you and a lesser destiny, between you and the compromises that would keep you small. You may try to push against it with force, thinking persistence will break it open, but all that effort leads only to exhaustion. The block is not there to punish you. It is there to preserve you. It is there to keep your hands free so they can hold the greater gift that is being prepared. This protection does not always feel like kindness in the moment. It feels like confusion, frustration, or even abandonment. You may cry out, asking why the way forward has been taken from you. But in time, when the greater path is revealed, you will see why the block was necessary. You will see that had you gone forward as you wished, you would have settled for something temporary, something that could never have carried the depth of your true calling. A blocked path is not the end of your journey. It is the preservation of your future. It is the gentle yet firm hand that keeps you from walking into storms you are not meant to endure. It is the whisper that says, "Not here, not this way. There is something far greater ahead." When a path is blocked, it is not only about what you are being kept from. It is also about where you are being directed. Life is not a straight line. It is a series of turns, some gentle and some abrupt. What feels like a detour can be the most direct route to the place you truly belong. Often, you have a vision of your destination, but the map you are holding is incomplete. You see the goal, but not the obstacles, the unseen rivers, or the steep cliffs along the way. The one guiding you sees it all, and sometimes a closed road is simply a way of pointing you toward the safest, most fruitful path. This redirection is not always visible in the beginning. You might stand at the blocked road and feel lost, unsure where to go next. But slowly, if you allow yourself to step back and breathe, you will notice a different trail leading into new territory. It may be unfamiliar. It may even look less promising at first glance. But within its unknown turns lie the opportunities and connections that would have never been found on your original route. Sometimes, this new direction leads you into seasons of preparation. The block might not be because you are unworthy of your goal, but because you are not yet equipped for it. Like a seed buried in the soil, there are things in you that must develop in darkness before they can withstand the weight of the fruit you are meant to bear. The delay is not to withhold the blessing. It is to make sure the blessing does not crush you when it arrives. In other cases, redirection opens doors to greater alignment. You may think your plan is the right one because it fits your current needs, but the new path is designed for your deeper purpose. It leads you to people who will shape you, to lessons you could not learn otherwise, and to experiences that will expand your vision beyond anything you have imagined. The beauty of redirection is that you only understand its perfection in hindsight. One day, you will look back at the blocked path you once resented and realize it was never rejection. It was divine guidance. It was the gentle turning of your steps toward the place where your gifts would flourish, where your spirit would grow, and where your life would finally match the greatness it was meant to hold. When your path is blocked, it forces you to stop moving in the direction you thought was right, and instead look around with fresh eyes. This pause is not an accident. It is intentional. In the stillness that follows a closed door, you begin to notice details you once overlooked. You start to see truths about yourself, your surroundings, and the choices you have made. Without the block, you would have kept moving on autopilot, blind to the signs urging you towards something better. Often, when we are determined to reach a goal, our vision becomes narrow. We fixate on the destination and ignore the journey, convincing ourselves that forward motion, no matter the cost, is the only sign of progress. But sometimes, movement in the wrong direction is far more dangerous than standing still. A blocked path saves you from exhausting yourself in pursuit of something that is not meant for you. It protects you from situations that would drain your spirit, relationships that would harm your peace, or opportunities that would trap you instead of freeing you. The block gives you space to reflect, to realign your values with your actions. It challenges you to ask questions you may have been avoiding. Am I chasing this because it is truly mine, or because I fear there is nothing better? Am I moving forward because it feels right, or because I'm afraid to stand still? In this way, the obstacle becomes a mirror, showing you the parts of yourself that need clarity, healing, and courage. And in that quiet space between what was and what will be, you begin to hear a different voice, one that does not rush you but invites you to trust. You start noticing possibilities that were invisible when you were running toward your own plan. The detour reveals a new landscape filled with paths you never considered, connections you would never have made, and opportunities that align not just with your desires but with your purpose. Sometimes what you think is the end of your journey is actually the beginning of something far greater. The blocked path is simply a shift in direction, a sacred pause that repositions you for a destination you could not have imagined. It is not a loss, it is a gift, one that is only unwrapped when you are willing to slow down, look around, and step onto the unseen road that is quietly waiting for you. Sometimes when a path is blocked, it is not to stop you from moving forward, but to slow you down long enough for you to truly see. We rush through life, often with our eyes fixed so far ahead that we overlook what is unfolding right in front of us. The block, the pause, the delay, these moments have a way of breaking that forward trance. They force you to look around, to notice the quiet details, the subtle shifts, the opportunities hidden in plain sight. It is in these still moments that vision is sharpened. What was once blurred by movement becomes clear in stillness. You begin to recognize that perhaps the thing you were chasing was not the thing you needed at all. You may see relationships more clearly, values more deeply, and possibilities that were invisible when your pace was relentless. The obstacle creates a gap, and in that gap, awareness grows. Often, the new thing you are meant to see is not far away. It is within you. Perhaps it is an untapped strength, a forgotten dream, or an unhealed wound. The block gives you space to reconnect with yourself, to realign your steps not just toward a goal, but toward a life that is true to who you are becoming. Without the pause, you may have continued in the wrong direction. carrying weight you were never meant to bear. There is also a deeper lesson in learning to see beyond the immediate discomfort. When a door is closed, it is easy to fixate on its locked handle, but if you shift your gaze, you might notice a window standing wide open. The block is an invitation to lift your eyes and see the wider landscape. It asks you to change your angle, to expand your perspective, to understand that life is not just a straight line, but a tapestry with threads you could not imagine weaving yourself. And so, when the path you wanted is no longer available, ask yourself, what is being shown to me here? What am I meant to understand that I could not have learned if everything had gone according to my plan? The answers are rarely immediate, but if you stay attentive, the picture will slowly unfold. You will see that the block was not an interruption, but a revelation, a turning of your head towards something you were always meant to witness, but could only notice when you were made to stop and truly look. When a path is blocked, the temptation is to see it as a denial, a force keeping you from what you wanted. But what if it is not a wall, but a gentle hand turning your face toward a horizon you could not see before? Life's redirections often feel uncomfortable because they strip away the illusion of control. You had your plan, your timing, and your idea of how things should unfold. Then, without warning, the path crumbles beneath your feet, and you are left standing in uncertainty. Yet, within that uncertainty lies the doorway to the extraordinary. It is in these moments that you are invited to trust something greater than your understanding. The block is not random, it is precise, almost surgical, cutting away what no longer serves you. It clears the noise so you can hear the whispers of a better way forward. What seems like a delay is often a divine alignment, timing being recalibrated so that when you arrive, the opportunity, the people, and the place are ready for you, and you are ready for them. There are seasons when you will not understand why a certain path was closed, but that lack of understanding is part of the transformation. In learning to release what you cannot control, you step into a different kind of strength, one rooted not in force, but in surrender. This surrender is not weakness, it is the courage to believe that there is more to the story than what you can see. And then, one day, the picture begins to make sense. You look back and realize that what you thought was rejection was actually protection. The road you were so determined to travel would have led you to a destination that was too small for your potential. The block, the detour, the pause, it was all part of preparing you for a future so much greater than the one you had imagined. In this way, a blocked path becomes a blessing in disguise. It is not the end of your journey, but the shaping of it. It is life telling you, not here, not yet, not this way, because something more fitting, more aligned, more life-giving is on the horizon. And when that moment comes, you will step onto that new path, not with doubt, but with the quiet confidence of someone who knows they were guided there every step of the way. When the way ahead is closed, it is not the end of your journey, but a redirection towards something greater than you imagined. What feels like loss or delay often carries within it the seeds of clarity, protection, and unseen opportunity. Life has a way of guiding you to the exact place you need to be, even when it feels as though you are standing still. In time, you will look back and understand that every closed door was pointing you toward the view you were always meant to see, and every block was shaping you for the path that would finally lead you home.